to the stars for a daring adventure. Sneak peek at our future, take you to the stars.
In today's video, I will literally take you to the stars, or at least one star, the Pyro star, as this is where I think is maybe one of the best places to mine in the Pyro system. Now, I'm taking a Prospector today. You can, of course, take an Argo Mole. But I think that the Prospector, if you're playing solo, is just better because you get to see exactly which rocks are mineable, right? You don't need to go to the turret and then back to the pilot seat and so forth. It's just very annoying. So if you upgrade your Prospector with some additional or improved, I would say, mining lasers, I have a Helix, for example, then you are going to be able to break some rocks that would otherwise be impossible to break. I went there before upgrading the Prospector, and there are indeed a lot of rocks that are deemed impossible, but are no longer impossible if you upgrade your Prospector. So I heavily suggest that you do so according to what you see is best for your style of mining. As far as I'm concerned, I prefer to have as much power as possible. It's okay if the green zone is as tiny as possible. I can manage, but maybe not everybody will have that finesse, so it's entirely up to you what kind of module and improvements you'd like to bring to your Prospector. So, we were told that the Pyro system is going to have different kinds of minables based on the region you are in the Pyro system. The closer you are to the Pyro star, you are going to have more dense materials, versus if you get farther away from the Pyro star, you are going to have less dense material, so you're more likely to encounter silicon and ice, versus tin in the or even quartz, by the way, in the core of the Pyro system, as the base of the asteroids. But I've also noticed that especially as you get very close to the star here, you can see how close it is. Just like it looks like a massive star, even though it's supposed to be a red dwarf, right? Well, I also noticed that the yields are also much superior to other locations right here. And now you got to be really careful here when you go to these asteroid clusters, because these are also the locations of the hidden asteroid bases where people can get some missions, but also I think it's also where you can get the Pyro Executive Hangar rewards. So they are NPCs, sometimes they are even players. So if you go mine there, make sure to stay away from the main asteroid. Make sure to keep in mind that this is a dangerous place, and if NPCs get a little bit too close, then it's best to make a run for it and eventually come back. Now, normally, I noticed that if you stay out of a 15-kilometer range from the NPCs, they usually don't attack you, but if you get a little bit too close, they are going to detect you and go for you, so that's going to be a little bit dangerous. So, in terms of rocks here, well, just keep on scanning, right? Eventually, you will find some interesting rocks. Some of the best minables that I've found here include Bexalite, Taranite, and gold. Now, of course, you're also going to find a lot of Hephaestonite, you're going to find a lot of Laranite, Grecium as well, but these are not the ones that you want to mine, although if you have a mole, you might still want to mine those. But they're just not the best. No, what you really want to have, and I'll tell you why here, is Bexalite. Bexalite sells at about 7,000 alpha UEC per SCU. So you mine 10 of them, that's already 70,000 alpha UEC that you can make. So that's really some decent money that you can make with that. How about gold? Well, you also want to mine gold because gold sells at about 6,000 alpha UEC per SCU, so this one is also pretty lucrative too. And the last one that you have to go for is Taranite. Taranite, which sells for even more. This one sells at about 8,000 alpha UEC per SCU. So yeah, if you see some Taranite, just go for it, mine all of it. Of course, if the yield is ridiculous, don't take it, but I usually take Taranite at the yield starting from 25%, right? That's definitely something that's pretty decent here. Now, you will find also occasionally here some rare minerals. Now, the one that I found here is Stellaron. Now, very small quantities of Stellaron, though, for sure. But Stellaron sells at 17 to 19,000 alpha UEC per SCU. So, yeah, small quantities, but these are going to be very lucrative indeed. And the other one is Recite. Now, you have to be super careful with Recite here because apparently Recite has a very low density, but is also extremely fragile. So the rocks that have Recite are going to go into the red zone very quickly. So you're going to have to be very smooth there if you got some Recite here. Recite, which sells at about 11,000 alpha UEC per SCU. So yeah, that's the reason why you want to go to these asteroids as close as possible to the Pyro Sun. High yields and also rare minerals. Now, in terms of gold, bexelite, and terranite, it's not uncommon to find rocks that you can mine at about 50% of gold or 50% of bexelite and about 40% of terranite as well. So that means that, let's say you have a rock that is 50 that has a worth of 50 SCU. That means that out of that rock, you are going to mine already 25 SCU of some of those materials that can already be worth quite a lot of money. That is definitely something worth checking out, guys. So there we have it. This is why I mine as close as possible to the sun. I found it to be the best location. I've been to a lot of these asteroid areas here. For me, this is the place that has the best yield for what you're mining. But yeah, need to be careful. It's a little bit dangerous, so that's the drawback. That's all for today's video, guys. If you have perhaps some other tips to share about mining in the Pyro system, let me know in the comment section down below. Is there anything you'd like me to show you as well? Or if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section down below as well. I'll see you guys in the next one for more Star Citizen content. Big shout out to Dr. Fabin, Shadowrise, Ducky2Ducker, and Zio Crusher. These are my top Patreons. If you do want to help, you'll find the link in the description down below. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Cheers.